In this lesson, we're going to finish our preloader. Our first job is deciding what we want the movie to do when it's fully loaded. Well, for starters, we want this timeline to start playing again. So, drop in a play action inside the else portion of the conditional statement. We also want the preloader bar to disappear. Now, we could just add a keyframe here in the preloader layer and then delete the preloader at that frame. But we have a few other options. We could target the preloader and set its alpha to 0. And I'm going to do that now. Preloader alpha equals 0. And the semicolon. Well, that's pretty easy, but we also have another option, and this one will bring you closer to taking the next step in Flash development beyond this course. Remember earlier when we used an onEnterFrame function to fade a picture in? Well, you could use another one here, inside a function, to fade this preloader out. In fact, in the final version of this preloader that I'm including in your work files, I've given you the code for this. Below all of this is a function that will fade out the preloader assembly. I've just commented it out using forward slashes. Remove these and change the code inside the else statement to trigger the function. The name of this function is fade preloader, and close parentheses and the semicolon. That will trigger this function. For now, I'm going to comment this one out as well with the forward slashes, but if you're working from the work files, you can experiment with this. And last but not least, never use an onEnterFrame function without explicitly deleting it when you're finished. So, as usual, we'll get rid of it. And we're done. Now it's time to test it. But to test this properly, we're going to have to make some changes to the way this movie plays back on our machine. Because the movie is going to be held on our local hard drive, it's going to open. It's going to download instantly. So what we need to do is slow down the performance of it to simulate a slow download. And to do that, we use something called the bandwidth profiler. We're going to look at it in depth in the next section of the course, but for now, we can start it up. Choose Control and Test Movie. And of course, this starts straight away. But if you look under the View menu and choose Bandwidth Profiler, and then choose Simulate Download, then this movie will play as if it were downloading to a viewer's computer. Now, just under this, we have Download Settings. So choose one of these. I'm going to take 28.8, which is a very slow dial-up modem, and simulate the download. And there's our preloader bar. As the movie downloads, it moves over. When it's finished, it disappears. And that's it for this section of the course on ActionScript. Move on to the next one.